came together because there needed to be change. We knew that change had to happen, not just for us, but for everyone. Yeah. So we did it at the Can Council, we did it at the BAMP Centre, we tried it at the Film Board.
And the Saskatchewan Arts Board, the different provincial councils.
We met, we tried to make that change within telefilm, within all of the CBC, all those things that are really basically supposed to be owned by Canadians. It was this sort of golden age. It was this time when there was all these possibilities. There was differences, opinions, there was arguments, but there was still this sense of coming together. The word in Cree for community isn't a place. It's just this sort of spirit. It's this making space for everybody. Back in the 90s, I think we thought the world was full of possibilities, that we could really make change, that all the things that we were bringing to the table that we had experienced ourselves in our own lives, and all the struggles that we had put into to be able to become the artists and storytellers that we were, coming. We brought that to a lot of the sort of community building that was going on at the time. So we went to the BAMP Centre and we had these meetings, and we talked about this idea of creating a gathering place for Aboriginal artists. We talked about the ethics and the values and the sort of principles that would guide that. And we talked about, who we were as storytellers, what our responsibilities and roles were in that, and what this place could be, how it could be a safe place for us to be able to create our art. So we wouldn't have to explain ourselves. It was an opening door to, the 90s, like what we thought we could do. But then, of course, there was the setbacks, right? Because then we were up against those powers that be. We were up against that sort of colonial power structures that really didn't want that change to happen. I think one of the things is that they were really afraid of in the work that was being produced by radical artists was the fact that its intention was to decolonize. I think at our core, because that's how we became artists. Because a lot of us, went to the rallies and listened to the elders and listened to decolonize, George Manuel. Decolonize, Maria Campbell, decolonize. That was what they set out to do, to basically help take that burden that was on us for so long, all the kind of consequences of colonization. And they gave us the tools to look at it in a political way, and then to take that and, apply it to our own personal lives, and looked at ourselves and decolonized and said, okay, the fact that, we're supposed to do X, Y, and Z as far as making a film, well, we're going to examine that, because that formula is as much a product of that colonial system as the message that might be in that film, or the message that might be in that whatever it is that we're supposed to be doing. So, as we were talking about the audience being, active participants in the storytelling and active participants in the meaning and making the meaning of the film. But one of the problems is they never really completely have understood sovereignty. In Western culture, you give up your sovereignty to your sovereign, to whatever. Our sovereignty is that you're endowed with sovereignty, right, from the Creator. But that sovereignty is part of with Tokoin, right? Everything's connected. The other thing too is trying to find means of production. Means of production are really critical, and that was something that we didn't have access to. Yeah, it was a strange time because there was that sense of community. There was a sense of us being able to sometimes kick down doors, sometimes, sort of like, nudge past the doors, go another route. But certainly it was a time when we were, seeing that there was full of possibilities and that, maybe we could make a difference. So the mainstream is basically saying, do what we do. Experimental saying, basically do what we do, do what we do. The documentary world is saying, basically do what we do. And so there wasn't really a lot of reinforcement that said, hey, you guys got a unique way to tell a story. You've got why should we be expecting you to do it like us? For a while, intellectually, that conversation was going on. We would come to the table and we say, well, we tell stories differently. We do things differently. And they go, oh, yeah, well, that's interesting. Let's talk about that. And, that's all nice, pat you on the head. But, and then so I find that it's almost like if you mirror back what they want to see, then you're going to have a greater opportunity to move forward. Yeah, right? You remember what the Film Board said when we kept asking them why they were going to close down Studio I? One of their excuses was, well, if we give you your own studio, then the Black people will want their studio, the Chinese will want their stories, the handicapped will want their. So I mean,
Yeah.
It's like we're a bad joke.
Yeah.
Rather than saying, hey, there's distinct voices, there's distinct way to tell a story, and we're going to try to nurture that, and what the purpose of that was, and who's deciding what the aesthetic is and so on. I mean, anybody, as I've said to people, anybody can take fancy post editing and make anything look good. I mean, we see it on the internet all the time.
Yeah.
But can you make a meaningful story that's going to touch the hearts of people and change how they look at our people and our stories, or change someone in a family?
First Nations people governed themselves 20,000 years before the Europeans came to Turtle Island 500 years ago. Self-governance is our legacy.
What is your destiny?
Learn about your heritage.
Learn your language.
Get an education.
Follow your traditions.
Stay in school. It's good to listen to our elders.
We all the same, just the color of our skin.
It is the destiny of our nations. Talk about it.
The destiny of our land is pitiful. If we do not respect and take care of our land today, our grandchildren will suffer.
No!
3, 2, 1.
Self-government.
The word self-government does not exist in my Cree language.
Native sovereignty is dependent upon the implementation and development of traditional forms of government.
We owe it to the next generation to protect the rights of all Native people.
Recognize the power of your identity.
Tipim Sawakay Sinwak means a free people that have always governed themselves.
It's up to you.
Go, you son of a pump! Go! What are you doing? Turn it back! Stella!
No! I want to watch the lives of the rich and famous.
I want my TV back now!
I want everything that TV has.
You think I don't?
Rodney, no! Stop!
Nieni jausku, naguaskani kipio tuhtian. Kieno kipmaat suunno kitapamittamaasuja. Kikautni no mahtaga tipaihtagan kita uhtuvitsiisuja.
The artists, we're going to give the people back their spirit, and we're going to help be a big part of that decolonizing, and through the way that we could awaken things and get rid of all that legacy of pain and do something more beautiful and more life-giving, right? I mean, that was all part of that too.
Yeah.
Oh, we did have that voice, a collective voice, and we did influence the councils and all the different places that now have programs that didn't exist before either.